All right, Cedric, Still Cuts Lawn and Landscaping, Pickerington, Ohio. We are at Equip Expo. It is the last day. It is pretty much not as crowded as it normally is the first 2 days. Thank y'all for joining this video. I got wifey, so Miss Still Cuts the best over there, and got Still Cuts Mish on the phone taking care of some important business as we get ready to close out the week, man. The week has been great. The events have been amazing. Shout out to my brother Cornell with his Winning Life event this year. Absolutely outstanding, great turnout, and we were able to knock out a great podcast, man. So make sure y'all check that episode out, the Lawn Care Power Moves podcast, on all your podcasting platforms. But I'm gonna show you a few things that caught my interest this week here, and we'll talk about them briefly. And yeah, stay tuned. Trailer is pretty cool. First trailer I've ever seen where you can actually have a subfloor underneath it, so you can put all your equipment and things like that and tools on the top. Going up a dovetail ramp, they did say they took the door off because it was too big to fit within their exhibit booth. But that trailer itself, they'll build it to spec. It is actually, according to them, the largest trailer you can actually purchase, or widest trailer you can actually purchase. It's 9 feet wide. I'll show you a few specs here, pop up on the sheet that I have, and tell me what you think. I think that's pretty cool. You can also build that trailer for as tall or short as you need it to be, as long as it's within, obviously, DOT allowable requirements. So I was talking to the guy that is actually a part of the team that designed that trailer, and I was asking him about how use case would be, because I was mentioning like how would it work for the lawn care and landscaper that is bringing in like mowers and things like that. Because I was like, how tall is the roof? I think he said it was around like 6'6", but you put yourself standing on like a stand-on mower, you would run a situation where the ceiling height was a little bit too low. And he mentioned, like I said, they'll build it as tall as allowable, and to allow you to give those options to get that equipment in and out of there. But he said the most use case scenario that they're seeing is a lot of irrigation techs are using those trailers so they can put all the piping and all the things that they need to run these lines underneath the floor while still being able to bring and put the trencher in the trailer. So you can dig the hole that you need, dig the trench that you need, but also get all your piping and equipment and things like that underneath the floor to save space and also prevent them from being in like those outside tubings. I don't know if you've seen like irrigation trailer where they will have the the piping and kind of like the big PVC tubes that you see outside of the trailer or hanging off the top or the side of the trailer. And I think being able to put that underneath is really cool as well. Another thing that he mentioned is the use case is that they have a lot of like search and rescue teams putting those in there, putting their equipment, like anything that is like bags and actual rope and things like that, all underneath the floor, but still allowing to put the like rescue equipment, whether it be like a boat if they need to do a river rescue or something like that such. So I think that's a really cool idea, and being able to put all that in an enclosed trailer but still have organization to allow you to get things quickly, because a lot of times time is the essence, obviously, in a search and rescue situation. So I'm really interested to know, how would you use a trailer like that to make yourself more efficient in your business? All right, we're back in. Like I was telling you, last day of the show is a great day to kind of get this done, because there's not 30,000 people standing around, but you still got folks that are taking care of business, getting some information that they absolutely want to know so they can make informed decisions, as well as there's some fun stuff to do. I'm gonna take you over here real quick to the Kinda booth, because they have their version of the Twills, which I think has a cooler looking design. Don't ask me if it's any better on performance, because slightly, I don't know. But let me show you how they went with their airless tire design. I think it is a dope setup. It definitely looks a lot better than the Twills, in my opinion. What do you think? I truly think that's a better design. The fins, kind of like the fins are cool, and I don't know about durability of the fins though, because I've talked to a few folks that have had the Twills, and they're talking about how the fins themselves get slices. I've shown you the slices of mine before on Instagram. If you're not following my Instagram, check me out. Still Cuts the Best, STEEL. But I do think that this honeycomb design that you see on the X marks, and then I'm wondering how much of them are actually available for order, because I want to order some for my equipment and switch away from the twills that I have. What do you think? Non-pneumatic, no downtime, no maintenance. Maintenance, you're always gonna have maintenance. I don't know where they got that tagline from. Whether it be washing your wheels, to me, that's even considered in the maintenance portion of things. But you definitely want to make sure that those are wearing evenly and make sure you don't have any funny spots on them. But shout out to the non-pneumatic tires. They really are a great thing to have. Let's check out something else. All right, so we got seats. Pretty straightforward, right? I don't think you really get anything wrong with that. We got steel cuts mist. What are you trying out here today? Which seat is this?
I don't know. It's comfortable though.
You don't know it's comfortable? All right, so we got armrests here. These are your traditional suspension seats, which is great, where you can actually set your weight on down here on how much you weigh, so this bounces and responds appropriately when you're riding on your zero turn. So shout out to Seats on making additional seats and options for you for your zero turn. All right, so this is the Ferris's new 32-inch mower, which I think is an excellent option because we still find ourselves in situations where even the 36-inch standard won't fit. So being able to drop down in size to 32 inches, which should put you essentially through, I would say 99% of the gates. I've only came across a few 30-inch gates, but I think this 32 inch is going to increase productivity for those that have run into a situation where they're still pushing more in backyards, or they just don't have a particular option that's going to be very, very fast in doing so. But I really like this more. I think the setup on it is put you in a place where you have the ability to be the best version of yourself. I know that sounds absolutely crazy. I mentioned about being the best version of yourself all the time. I think that's what we need to challenge ourselves to be. Better than what we were yesterday. Be the best version of yourself. Take the leap and stop being scared. Stop procrastinating. Stop allowing all those hurdles to get in front of you that is preventing you from being your best self. But I do like these new controls stack up here. These are different. I'm used to the bars rolling around to the side, but having the smaller footprint here on the control stand, I think is really, really cool. So you still can do one-handed. You know, I'm a much believer of one-handed, which is, I was asking folks, I know this is off topic, but I was asking folks, I was like, hey, when you're driving one-handed on your mower, are you using your right hand or your left hand? And most of them, the guys that are righties, are like, oh yeah, I just use my right hand. I was like, for some reason, I find it I find it easier to control when I'm using my left hand. But I'm right-handed. Right-handed. I do everything else pretty much right-handed except for driving the mower. And actually, you know, I know what that is. I drive with my left hand when I'm in a car or in a truck. I'm driving with my left hand, so I'm used to controlling where I'm going in any vehicle with my left hand. Actually, look, just there, I answered the question for myself how we got there. And also might be bad because I used to holding the phone, recording myself while I'm on the mower or something like that. So I think that's how we got where it is. Because though I can steer very well with the left hand, like the finger quick movements, making sure I'm holding things out in front of me, it's not as easy as such with my left hand. It's probably why you're a little low here. I need to get you up here. That's probably a better height, right? Yeah? All right, cool. All right, still here in the Ferris booth, we got an upgraded Z3X. Let's check this thing out. What we have here that is new? So we got the new ultimate stand-on from Ferris with the maximized power, giving you the 40 gross horsepower from the enhanced Vanguard big block 5-hour oil change with the Vanguard oil system is still in place, so which is still tried and true. Absolutely love it. And then you have the soft ride stand-on suspension system that Ferris is well known for. Here's one thing that's kind of funny. You got the Z3X here, but it still is using the old 37 horsepower Vanguard. But let's check it out here. You can see here there is additional upgrades where it is now, yes, in fact, 40 horsepower from the Vanguard EFI. How do you guys feel about Vanguard? I know some guys been having like ups and downs with them. For me, it's been very, very solid on the Z3X that I have with the Vanguard, with the oil system as well. I mean, I don't really have any complaints. I don't know what those guys are experiencing, but knock on wood, or you know what? Let's stop knocking on wood. Let's knock on the actual equipment that we're using, right? Knock on the equipment that we don't have any issues going forward. But yeah, shout out. I do like this new Z3X. They got a light here on the mower. I don't know if that comes standard or if that is an additional accessory. Give you a little bit of lighting. Give you a little bit of lighting when you're actually mowing the turf if you're out there on late nights. Myself, I probably still prefer the two headlight system that I have up front. But yes, this is the latest Z3X from Ferris with the ICD Plus cutting deck. This is an upgrade from the ICD deck that I have on my current Z3X. Here's a problem. Here's the problem with Equip Expo. You know what you got. You love what you got before you come to Equip. It's like, my mower works, does a job, but you start seeing some of these new features and like, that'd be nice to have. That new ICD Plus deck would be nice to have. So, is that a situation where we go ahead and make an upgrade? To be continued. All right, y'all know she is not a fan of being on camera. Come on, let's go. Still Mitch just wants to do her job and get paid. Don't forget that portion, get paid. But I appreciate her. And this is your second year at Equip Expo?
Yes.
What is one of your favorite things about coming to Equip?
Meeting some of the other landscapers and stuff.
Meeting some of the other landscapers and stuff. Okay, we're gonna get her good on camera, guys.
Yeah, I don't like it.
And I put her on the spot. I didn't give her any prerequisites of what the questions were gonna be, so we're gonna figure it out together. Can you tell me what's one of the things that you thought was the coolest that you've seen here at Equip Expo so far? Or what's your favorite thing so far at Equip Expo that you've seen?
Of course the mowers,
Okay.
but probably
Could one possibly be gold?
It was gold.
It was gold?
It was gold. Really nice though, because I like shiny ones anyway.
Okay.
But the 32-inch, that Ferris though, because like some of the people do have like really small yards.
Yeah.
I don't mind push mowing, but I mean, it would help.
What do we talk about though? Efficiency. Push mowing is not easy efficient.
It's not.
So,
I just like to get my steps in.
She likes to get her steps in. But she mentioned that one of her favorite things that she's seen here has been gold. And would you know, we actually find ourselves here at the Toro booth, right? And Toro not only has debuted an upgrade that I am much more happy to see, but they've had a contest for, check this out, a 30-inch Turfmaster HDX with the new caster wheels that swivel on the front. I think that's absolutely amazing. Making that decision allows you to get that mower around the lawn a lot easier than it's been in the past. Honestly, you might be able to not only get it moved around the property faster, but also load it on and off the trailer or truck faster. But shout out to Toro, they got a Turfmaster HDX in gold, as well as the Titan Max that they released, or not released, excuse me, the Titan Max that they have here in gold. Absolutely dope. What do you think about a gold mower? Could you see yourself out here using the 60-inch with the Iron Forge cutting system deck from Toro and the Kohler 7000 series with the 26 horsepower engine? Would you use it? Would you, let me ask you, would you be out there wearing a gold chain, gold teeth like Trinidad James? Would you be doing that with all gold everything? I think I would make a video with it with all gold everything, but I don't know about using it day in and day out. I like the red mowers. I think it's absolutely amazing how the quality of the paint holds up on them here at Toro. So shout out to Toro. You know, it is definitely one of my favorite things that is on the trailer on day-to-day basis. But one thing that has been mentioned, I know Piper with 7-Way Lawn and Tree has mentioned that the Toro Multiforce just doesn't seem to have enough power when you are using it. Well, shout out to Toro. They listened to our concerns. They understood that the 26.5 horsepower engine that we normally would have from Kohler with the EFI just wasn't getting it done all the time. It was sufficient for most lawns, but when you got out there in that wet grass, that morning dew, sometimes that's a little bit overgrown. When we've had rained out for a week or so, where the lawn has now gotten thick, plush, wet, definitely in those April and May months, they made an upgrade. Shout out to them on this. Let's check this out. You got the Toro Grandstand Multi-Force. This particular version right here comes with a 60-inch Turbo Force deck, but here is what is new for this mower. You got the new Kawasaki FX 820V Evo, which is kicking out. Do you read that? Look, you went from 26.5 horses to 34.5 horses on this engine. Yo, that's what we wanted. That is exactly what we wanted. Toro listened. Shout out to them on giving us what we needed. I'm interested. I will tell you, that upgrade is probably something that I'm going to make prior to buying any other mower. So stay tuned. If the things are right, making sure we gotta talk to our CPA and things like that. If all the numbers looks good on that, that is going to be a very soon purchase. Yeah, tell me what you think. Do you have a multi-force? What was your experience if you don't have one when you did use one? Tell me what you think down here and below, and yeah, I'll be in the comments responding. The Stinger booth, checking out a few things that are new this year, and one that is not necessarily new particularly this year. I did mention a video about it, or did do a video on it last year, which was the GT30 from Stinger. It is their 30-inch size aeration unit with the C box on top. This one here does hit a higher miles per hour than the older AER 3000, so it allows you to aerate properties a lot faster than you have in the past. And I believe that they're not even making the 3000 series anymore because they're going to go strictly to the GT30. So I'll post some information about that once I hear more official information. But yeah, I do think that these are the best in the business. I mentioned it before. The time control allowing you to decide if you want to aerate with your foot on a switch or your foot off of a switch is the main reason why this is, in my opinion, the best out there, because you don't find yourself in a situation where You're forgetting to put your foot all the way on the button if you're aerating a large property. And then you also don't want to find yourself where you're accidentally putting the tines down at the wrong time. That gives you the option that works best for you, whether it be up, tines up with the button, your foot on the button, or tines down with the foot on with your foot on the button. So either one of those is going to, having that option allows you to make this machine work best for you. But the new version here, which is the slim AER 2400, allows you to get into even the smaller of the backyards. All right, Cedric here, Still Cuts Lawn Landscaping. Stop by the Echo outdoor booth here at Equip Expo 2025. And this is one of the pieces of equipment that caught my eye. As some of you all know, we run Echo on the trailer, but they are all two-cycle equipment, whether it be our backpack blowers, string trimmers, stick edgers, and yeah. So what we've been in the market for is some new hedge trimmers. Definitely like the Echo brand, so definitely wanted to see what the options were. Now, I will say we don't trim hedges every single day. What we find ourselves doing is that we trim maybe once a week, maybe once a month, just depends on what time of the season it is, as we generally trim about 3 times a year, beginning of the season, middle of the season, and at the end of the season. But what we have here is the Echo DHC 2800, which is a part of the Echo X Series, which the X Series is going to be your pro level Echo equipment, a little bit step over what you're going to find in your local Home Depot. And I got my man Manny here from Echo. Manny.
Hey, how you guys doing? Come to the booth. As Cedric said, we got the DHC 2800. We do offer it in a 22-inch blade, so it's a little bit shorter. Real easy to operate. It has a nice little rotating handle, 5 positions. That way you get comfortable when you're cutting. It comes with a 2.5 amp hour battery, 126 watt hours. So it's going to give you right around 35 minutes on high speed. It's going to give you right around an hour on low speed. I have received different run times from different entities, but we're going to go ahead and have Cedric test this and give it a nice little shot.
All right. So as Manny mentioned, it does have a 5-point system on it for the handle. And the point of that is we all do 90 when we're going around the edge of the shrubs, right? And we also try to get back to that 0 degree when we're going like around the top and things like that. Well, I will say it's not as comfortable to trying to roll that over if you have it a long extended way, or if you're trying to run long ways down the side. What you can do with that 45 with this nice little pull switch is you, instead of going all to 90, you can go right to 45 degrees and you're gonna find yourself going down the curves a lot easier without stressing out your hand as much. Because when you're running these for 30 plus minutes, if you got a large shrub a large hedge that is on the front of a client's property, you find yourself getting a little bit wore out. And I will tell you, the vibration from that 2-cycle engine when you're going full bore for 30 minutes can be a little bit of a beat up on you. But I do like you have the double safety feature of not only your traditional Echo release switch to allow you to pull power, but you actually have to have your hand on the bar. If you ever were to release it, you are not going to find yourself cutting yourself in the leg, which I have before, unfortunately, with my 2-cycle as I'm carrying it. And that's the other great thing about these new electric tools. You'll have the blade shut off faster than if you were having the 2-cycle engine. So once you pull that, I'm sorry, let me get that turned on there. It takes a little second to initialize. And then you also have the ability to run them on high or low. So you switch which level of trimming that you kind of need to do. But when you pull those triggers and let go, it stops a lot easier and a lot faster than our 2-cycle hedge trimmers a lot of times. So, but a lot of folks are wondering, is electric really able to hold up to our gas power equipment? And I will tell you, there are a few items that are absolutely yes, no question about. Those 2 items are going to be string trimmers, which also kind of falls into the area of like your stick edgers, and then your hedge trimmers. These are kind of the best things to go with to allow you to get longevity out of your equipment, because the electric battery and the electric motor that is running these, oftentimes you're not gonna, they're gonna have a lot longer lifetime overall of the piece of equipment than your 2-cycle, because not everyone is great at emptying out that 2-cycle gasoline from their equipment at the end of the season or even during the season. If you put these up on a shelf, 2-cycle equipment up on a shelf for a few months without using them, you may find yourself running into a carburetor issue. But I'll show you for yourself what you're looking at in terms of performance on knocking down hay. Hay is a little bit difficult for some equipment because it's just thick. It's real tacky. And also you find your blades getting gummed up. But With this particular head trimmer, you can see performance is going to be great for when you're doing your thing like your arborvitaes or your boxwoods and things of such, even burning bushes. Yeah, there's enough red, black, and white mowers. You're right. what do you think?
Yeah, it rides a little bit crazy because it has probably, I don't know, but I'm also not used to sitting down, so it feels a lot different. Sure. Because normally we stand up on our mowers.
How's the suspension seat feel?
Oh, the seat feels really good, but it does make me nervous because, like, how fast can you abandon ship if you're sitting down? Because
That is the one concern we have.
Because I will jump off.
Stand up.
Yeah. Yeah. But I will say, if you are being smart about it, when you are using this to cut around questionable areas, this is going to be a lot more stable. Not as much having to worry about a tipping point. But yeah. But you gotta weigh it. Yeah, absolutely. So I got
the ROPS.
I got Chris here from Altos. How you pronounce it? Altos, excuse me.
Greenbush, Minnesota.
Greenbush, Minnesota. Chris, let me ask you, who is this mower for, and why is this probably one of the best ones for them to look into?
This mower works great in very rough terrain. It's designed more towards the solar fields so they can get in close to the panels.
Okay.
The tracks will allow you to climb hills. It's designed for aggressive terrain.
What size decks are offered by?
61 inch.
Okay.
And then we have a wing deck that makes it 82.
82. Okay. Pretty cool deal. What would you say is your favorite thing about the mower?
How smooth it rides.
Yeah.
The terrain that you're able to traverse because of the tracks.
Yes.
You're able to cross large gaps.
Okay.
Whereas a tire would dip in and possibly get stuck.
All right. And what size is the engine on this one?
1,000 cc.
1,000 cc. 38.5 horse, and that is the Kawasaki FX 1000V. I think it's a pretty cool mower. They definitely switched up the colors for this year. Traditionally, they were red, white, or black. And going with this safety green, I think, is an excellent option to stand out, so you can definitely pop on the dealer floor. So tell me what y'all think. Let me know if this is a mower that will work out for you, and give me some interesting scenarios where you can find yourself using something like this. That's another wrap on Equip Expo, man. Thank y'all for tuning into this video. I will catch y'all on the next one. And yeah, man, we're getting some food before we jump up on the road. We appreciate y'all for tuning into this video. I love you. Continue, if you haven't already, subscribe, hit the bell notification, all the things that make this a great video, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.